Let me be brutally honest with you right now. Every single day you spend confused, second-guessing yourself, and bouncing between useless calculators is a day you are literally gambling with the rest of your life. You are not 25 anymore. You do not have the luxury of figuring this out slowly. The clock is running, the stakes are real, and the cost of getting this wrong is not a bad grade or a missed promotion. It is working until you physically cannot stand up anymore. I am done watching smart, hard-working people get paralyzed by bad tools and worse information. So here is exactly what I found after tearing apart Empower, Boldin, and Projection Lab. No sugarcoating, no sponsored nonsense. Just the raw truth about which one actually deserves a place in your retirement strategy and which ones are wasting your precious time. Let me hit you with something brutal right now. Most people have absolutely no idea if they will run out of money in retirement, and the clock is already ticking against you. Every single day you spend guessing, every month you waste using the wrong tool, every year you delay getting serious is money you will never get back. This is not a drill. This is your financial survival we are talking about. The difference between retiring comfortably and working until your body gives out comes down to one thing: the decisions you make right now with the right information. So before we even think about comparing Empower, Boldin, and Projection Lab, you need to understand what is actually at stake here. We are not talking about some casual hobby budgeting app. We are talking about tools that will either give you a crystal-clear roadmap to financial freedom or leave you flying completely blind into the most critical phase of your entire life. So wake up, pay attention, and let us tear these three platforms apart piece by piece, because your retirement cannot afford for you to make the wrong choice. Let me be brutally honest with you right now. Most people sitting in your exact position are going to run out of money before they run out of time. And the terrifying part is they will not see it coming until it is already too late to fix it. We are not talking about a minor inconvenience here. We are talking about working into your 70s because you had no choice, selling your home because the numbers stopped working, and watching every plan you made crumble in real time. That is not a scare tactic. That is the statistical reality for millions of Americans who thought they had it figured out. The difference between the people who retire with confidence and the people who retire with regret is not luck. It is not even income. It is having the right tools to model exactly what your financial future looks like before you step off that cliff. And right now, in this moment, you have a decision to make. You either get serious about understanding what your retirement actually looks like with precision and data, or you keep guessing and hope for the best. Hope is not a retirement strategy. The right retirement planning software is not optional anymore. It is the single most important financial tool you will ever use, and what we are about to break down will show you exactly why. Let's start with Empower, formerly known as Personal Capital, which rebranded back in 2023. Empower is one of the most widely recognized names in personal finance software, and for good reason. It was originally built for everyday investors who want a clear, consolidated view of their financial life without hiring a financial advisor. The platform is completely free to use for its planning dashboard, which is a huge deal when you are just starting to get serious about retirement. What makes it especially appealing is that it connects directly to your financial accounts, including your 401k, IRA, bank accounts, and investment portfolios, giving you a real-time net worth snapshot the moment you log in. For someone in their 50s just getting organized, that alone can be genuinely eye-opening. When you first log into Empower, the experience feels surprisingly welcoming. The dashboard greets you with a clean, modern layout, showing your complete financial picture in one place. Account aggregation is genuinely impressive. You simply connect your bank accounts, investment accounts, and retirement funds, and within minutes, Empower pulls everything together automatically. No manual entry, no spreadsheets, no headaches. Your actual balances populate directly into the retirement planner, which means the projections you see are based on your real numbers, not guesses. The color-coded charts and intuitive navigation make it easy to understand where you stand financially at a glance. For someone who breaks into a cold sweat at the mention of spreadsheets, this interface feels like a breath of fresh air. Everything is visual, digestible, and genuinely approachable for everyday people. Now here is where Empower gets genuinely impressive. The retirement planner runs Monte Carlo simulations, testing your portfolio across thousands of market scenarios to give you a probability of success score. You will see something like, you have an 82% chance of not running out of money. That is powerful and easy to understand. You can slide your retirement age earlier or later, bump up your monthly spending, and watch that percentage shift in real time. It is intuitive and honestly pretty satisfying to play with. The tool handles basic scenarios well and gives you a solid starting point. But here is the catch, and it is worth knowing up front. Once your linked accounts cross a certain balance threshold, Empower's advisors will start reaching out to pitch their wealth management services. It is not aggressive, but it is consistent. So, here is the bottom line on Empower. Its biggest strengths are hard to argue with. It is completely free, the dashboard is visually clean, and for account aggregation, it is genuinely one of the best tools available. Seeing your entire financial picture in one place, updated in real time, is incredibly valuable. However, where Empower starts to fall short is in the details. If your retirement involves Roth conversions, part-time income in your early retirement years, or complex Social Security timing strategies, the tool simply cannot model those scenarios with enough precision. It is more of a 30,000-foot view than a detailed roadmap. I would give Empower a 7 out of 10, excellent as a starting point and a free portfolio tracker, but not enough for serious retirement planning on its own. Next up, let us talk about Boldin. Now let's talk about Boldin, formerly known as New Retirement, and this one is a completely different animal. While Empower is polished and free, Boldin was built from the ground up for people who are serious about doing their own retirement planning with real precision. This is not a tool you casually browse during lunch. It is a dedicated retirement planning platform designed specifically for people who want to go deep. Yes, it does come with a price tag, unlike Empower, but what you get in return is a level of detail and customization that free tools simply cannot match. If you are between 50 and 62 years old and retirement is genuinely on your radar within the next few years, Boldin speaks your language in a way that most other tools completely miss. So, what actually makes Boldin worth paying for? It comes down to the depth of what you can model. You can compare Social Security claiming strategies side by side, claiming at 62 versus 67 versus 70, and see exactly how each decision affects your lifetime income. You can input healthcare costs year by year before Medicare kicks in at 65, which is a massive blind spot in most free tools. Boldin also lets you build out Roth conversion ladders, showing the tax impact across multiple years. And if you have rental income, part-time consulting work, or a pension, you can layer all of that in with precise timing. Yes, the inputs get detailed, but that granularity is not a flaw. It is exactly what separates a real retirement plan from a rough guess. Now, Let's be real about the Boldin experience, because it is not all smooth sailing. The interface is functional, but it is not going to win any design awards. When you first log in, it can feel a little overwhelming. Lots of fields, lots of menus, and a dashboard that takes some getting used to. Compared to Empower's clean, almost effortless layout, Boldin definitely has a steeper learning curve. You might spend your first hour just figuring out where everything lives. But here is the thing, that complexity exists because the tool is actually doing something meaningful with your data. If you are 55 years old trying to figure out whether retiring at 62 is realistic, given healthcare costs, inflation, and a market downturn in year 3, you need that depth. The trade-off is absolutely worth it. So here is the bottom line on Boldin. If you are the type of person who wants to leave no stone unturned, who actually enjoys running through every possible scenario before making a major financial decision, Boldin was genuinely built for you. This is the tool for the detail-oriented planner who wants to stress test everything from Social Security timing to Roth conversion ladders to healthcare costs before Medicare kicks in at 65. Now let us talk pricing. The basic plan starts around $120 per year, and the Planner Plus upgrade runs around $180 annually. Honestly, if you are within 10 years of retirement, the Planner Plus upgrade is absolutely worth it for the additional scenario modeling alone. That said, the third tool we are covering today, Projection Lab, takes a completely different approach to retirement planning altogether. Stop what you're doing, because if you've been settling for boring spreadsheets and outdated financial calculators that make you want to fall asleep, what I'm about to show you is going to hit you like a freight train. Projection Lab doesn't just show you numbers. It puts you in the driver's seat of your entire financial life, and it does it in a way that is so viscerally powerful, so visually explosive, that you will never look at retirement planning the same way again. We're talking about a tool that lets you drag, drop, and manipulate your entire financial future in real time, watching decades of your life shift and reshape right before your eyes. Miss a savings goal? You'll see it. Retire 2 years earlier? You'll see that too. This isn't passive planning. This is financial warfare, and Projection Lab is your weapon. Built by a software engineer who refused to accept mediocrity, this platform was engineered for people who are serious, dead serious, about taking control of their financial destiny. So, if you're still playing around with generic tools that give you vague, watered-down projections, it's time to wake up, because Projection Lab is in a completely different league. Once you are inside Projection Lab, the experience feels genuinely different from anything else out there. You start by building your financial life on a visual timeline. You drag and drop life events: retirement at 60, a home purchase at 55, an inheritance at 68, and the projections update instantly right before your eyes. It feels less like a spreadsheet and more like architecting your future. The what-if scenario builder is where things get really exciting. Want to see what happens if you retire 2 years earlier and spend $20,000 more per year? Just toggle it. The charts shift in real time, showing you exactly how each decision ripples across your entire financial picture. For visual thinkers, watching your plan literally take shape on screen is not just informative. It is genuinely satisfying in a way that a probability percentage simply cannot match. Now let's be honest about where Projection Lab shines and where it stumbles. If you love tinkering with numbers, modeling early retirement at 52, or mapping out 10 different life scenarios side by side, this tool is genuinely impressive. The flexibility is unmatched, and for the FIRE community, it feels almost purpose-built. But here is the honest truth. Not everyone needs that level of depth. If you are 58 years old, have one 401k, and simply want to know whether you can retire at 62 without running out of money, Projection Lab might feel overwhelming. The learning curve is real. The setup takes time. And without some financial literacy going in, the interface can feel more confusing than clarifying. So Projection Lab is outstanding for the analytically minded early retirement planner, but it is probably not the right starting point for someone who just wants a quick, confident answer. So where does Projection Lab land overall? If you love digging into your numbers, tweaking assumptions, and running endless what-if scenarios, this tool is genuinely impressive. The flexibility is unmatched. The visual design makes complex projections feel approachable, and the scenario depth gives you a level of control that most retirement tools simply do not offer. Being able to layer in life events, adjust timelines, and watch everything update in real time is something special. But if you just want a quick, clean answer about whether your savings will hold up, Projection Lab might feel like more than you bargained for. It rewards the curious and the detail-obsessed. Now that we have looked at all three tools individually, it is time to put them head-to-head. Coming up next, I am comparing Empower, Boldin, and Projection Lab across the categories that matter most to you. Now, let's put all three tools side by side so you can see exactly how they stack up. On cost, Empower wins. It is completely free. Boldin starts around $17 per month, and Projection Lab runs about $9 per month. On ease of use, Empower takes the top spot, followed by Projection Lab, then Boldin. For depth of planning features, Boldin wins by a wide margin. On Social Security modeling, Boldin again leads, with Projection Lab in second and Empower trailing behind. For healthcare cost planning before Medicare kicks in, Boldin is the clear winner. It is the only tool that treats this as a serious variable. On overall projection accuracy, all three use Monte Carlo simulations, but Boldin's granular inputs produce the most realistic outcomes for people in the 50 to 62 age range. So, which tool should you actually use? Let me break it down by who you are as a planner. If you are just getting started and want something free and simple, go with Empower. Connect your accounts, get a clear picture of your net worth, and run basic retirement projections without spending a single dollar. It is the perfect low-pressure starting point. If you are a serious planner who wants to model every variable, Social Security timing, Roth conversions, healthcare costs before Medicare kicks in at 65, Boldin is your tool. The depth it offers is unmatched for do-it-yourself planners. And if you are a visual thinker who loves exploring multiple life paths and what-if scenarios, Projection Lab will genuinely excite you. The right tool is not about which one is best overall. It is about which one matches how your brain works. Here is something that genuinely caught me off guard during testing. I entered the exact same retirement scenario into all three tools. Same age, same savings, same planned retirement date at 62, and got three noticeably different success rates. Empower showed me 78%. Boldin came in at 84% after I modeled a Roth conversion ladder starting at 60. Projection Lab showed 91% once I accounted for part-time consulting income in my early retirement years. That 6 to 13% gap is not a rounding error. That is the difference between feeling confident and feeling anxious about your future. What changed my thinking most was realizing that the inputs matter just as much as the tool itself. The more honest and detailed you are, the more useful your results become. Let me tackle the three questions I hear most often. First, is it safe to connect your financial accounts? Yes, These tools use read-only access through bank-level encryption, meaning they can see your balances but cannot move your money. Empower, Bold-In, and Projection Lab all follow industry-standard security protocols. Second, do you still need a financial advisor? These tools make you a smarter client, not a replacement for professional advice. If your situation involves complex taxes, estate planning, or business assets, an advisor still adds real value. Third, are free tools good enough? For basic planning, absolutely yes. Empower's free version gives you a solid starting point. But if you are within 5 years of retirement, the deeper customization in a paid tool like Bold-In is genuinely worth every dollar you spend. And before we wrap things up, I want to give a quick shout-out to all the cruise maniacs in the house. Yes, you know who you are. This channel is your home base. Whether you are obsessing over itineraries, hunting down the best cabin deals, or just living for that moment the ship leaves the port, this community was built for you. We cover everything from first-time cruiser tips to deep dives into luxury lines, hidden ports, and money-saving hacks that the cruise companies do not want you to know about. So if you have not already hit that subscribe button, do it right now and join the Cruise Maniacs unit. Because we sail together, we plan together, and we make every voyage count. Drop a anchor emoji in the comments if you are proud to be part of this crew.